Hello, my lovely friend. Are you ready to do this new problem together? So let's get started. Here says an orienteer is studying the math for a competition. Each grid unit represents 1 kilometer. Find the distance and through varying from. So I am gonna find distance and through varying from this image. We see the north that in image shows up. So part A as the start to A. From the start to A to find the bearing, I imagine I stand at the start, then turn clockwise to face A. Always I find my bearing like this. So for distance, I go to find distance. I say I go 2 units right, 1 unit up. I use Pythagoras theorem and to find this hypotenuse. So I say square root of 2 to the power of 2 gives me 4, and 1 to the power of 2 gives me 1, which is almost 2.24 is the distance here. So for bearing, I say for this angle, if this side is 2, this side is 1, so theta is inverse tangent of opposite over adjacent side. So opposite side is 2, adjacent side is 1. So it gives me 63. You know, for bearing, always I have to write bearing in 3 digits. So if I want to write it in 3 digits, my bearing would be 063 degree. So bearing would be 063 degree. Now we go for part B. For part B, let me erase here this image. For part B, A to B, I come 1 unit to right, 3 units down. To find the distance of this hypotenuse, I said this side to the power of 2, which is 3, this side to the power of 2, which is 1. And then I will take a root to find the distance. That is a hypotenuse of its right triangle. Always I use Pythagoras theorem. So I said the square root of 3 to the power of 2, which is 9, 1 to the power of 2, which is 1, so would be square root of 10, which gives me almost 3.16. Oh, I forgot to put my unit kilometer. So kilometer, here is my unit. I will go to find bearing. For bearing, I say I stand here and then turn clockwise drive. Great job. B to face B. So here until here to here, I see this distance is 90. And I can find, let me find this angle. Okay, these angles, if I find this angle, then subtract from 180, I will find this angle. Okay, I see this length would be 3, this side would be 1, the tangent would be opposite side over adjacent side. So I take an inverse, I say theta, which is here, the theta, which is here. I get it. The inverse tangent of 1 over 3, 1 over 3, which is almost, if you calculate it with calculator, gives you 80. What we are gonna find? We are gonna find this angle. We are gonna find this angle. To find this angle, we see 180, which is the angle of a straight line, minus 18 gives me this angle, my bearing. So I say 180 minus 18, which gives me 162 degrees. So my bearing would be 162. Let me write all this stuff. If you want, you have to write it so fast, just down as fast as you can, because I don't have a space here, so I have to clean the board for any part. So 162 would be my bearing. So I will go for part C. For part C, I start from B to C. It says from B to C. That means I stand here and then I will turn to C to face C. It's here. To find the distance, I go one up, 3 point to the right. So it would be 1 and 3. The distance would be 3 to the power of 2, which is 9, plus 1 to the power of 2, which is 1. The square root of 10, like before, I will get 3.16 kilometer. So let me erase this stuff as well. And for bearing, it's enough. I only find this angle, which is, I say, theta plus inverse tangent of 3 opposite side over 1, which gives me almost 72 degree, but I have to write in 3 digits, so I say would be 0.72 degree. Okay, so let me write it as 3.16 kilometers. I will go for part D. Part D, it says C to D. For C to D, I come down for a unit and 2 units to left. So it would be 4 and 2. To find the distance, I use the Pythagoras theorem, which is 16, 4 to the power of 2, 16, 2 to the power of 2, 4 equals square root of 20. Square root of 20 gives me almost 4.5. To find bearing, I say I stand at C, look at the north, and then turn until I face D. Okay, so it's enough. I find these angles and then add up with 180, so I will find the bearing. To find these angles, I say to find these angles, I say theta equals the inverse tangent of 2 over the adjacent side would be 4. Inverse tangent of 1/2, which is almost 26.6. If I add up, I get it 27.7, and then add up with 180, 180, which gives me 200, yeah, 207 degrees. So it's my bearing 207 degree. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, I will go for last part. It's D to the finish. I say I go 3 units to the left, 2 units to up, so it's 3 and 2. If I find the distance, this length, I use the Pythagoras theorem, which is 4 plus 9, which is square root of 13. A square root of 13 would be almost 3.6. Let me erase this value as well. And to find the bearing here, I say a stance here. Then I turn until I face the finish point. So here until here to here, let me change my color to show you from D until here, which I show with a red color, is 270 degree. So it's I find this angle here, and then I will say this angle plus 270 gives me my bearing. So to find this angle, I say theta equals the inverse tangent to the opposite side over 3, which if I calculate it with calculator, gives me 33.7 degree. And then I will add it up with 270, which we see when I stand here, it would be 90. It would be 90 and it would be 93. 90 would be 270 and plus this degree, which gives me 33.7. Before recording this video, I found all this value because I didn't like to waste time during the recording video. The reason I write final value so fast, so the answer would be here, it would be point 300 and 3.7 degree. As I said, I always write my bearing. Let's erase it and write the final answer here, which is 303.7. During the exam, to solve your homework, you have calculator to calculate all this stuff. Anyway, for part A, the distance was 2.24 kilometer and bearing is 0.63 degree. Part B, the distance would be 3.16 and the bearing is 162 and go on. As I wrote for you, I should say we are done here. I hope you enjoy. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, share with your friend, and stay tuned till next question.